Nam. Okay.
Oh, okay. Start. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin. And today I'm presenting our team presentation on behalf of MTOP's intern. The project we are doing this time is about RFID and Excel applications. In response to COVID-19, company must to do a good job in personal safety management and entrance control. So how to achieve people tracking? As far as I know, most of the way currently used is signature and temperature measurement. But this method has some disadvantage. The disadvantage is to waste manpower and may have some missed. So we want to use RFID to track people where and when they've been. So what is RFID? RFID is radio frequency identification. As the name, it is a technology that uses radio signal to identify targets and transmit recorded data. It doesn't need mechanical or optical contact with the target, just like a RFID tags. It is usually made into a label and can put into the object. It doesn't need a power resource. RFID is used in various places, such as management of the warehouse, the chip on the pads, or the tollway scanning. Compared with the manual system, such as barcode, RFID has several advantages. Even if the tag is covered or invisible by other things, RFID can be read as long as it approaches or passes a reader, no matter where it is. The reader can read hundreds of RFID tags at the same time, but the barcode can only read one at a time. By the way, according to the identification distance, RFID can be divided into several types of frequency. When the frequency is high, the wavelength will be short. That means RFID can be identified more accurately. When the frequency is low, the wavelength should be long. RFID be identified in a big range. So what type of RFID you used depends on what identify range you needed. RFID can be detected at a long distance. However, there is another problem with RFID because of its convenience. It's hard to be discovered, so there will be some privacy issue. For example, they can know where you're at, even you're in a toilet, just like in a jail, you know? So how to do? We can set RFID on ID card to achieve people tracking and use RFID to track the movement of personnel. Then use the sensor to record the data and output it as Excel data. And then Excel can also update the information in real time. This data can help us to analyze when a problem happens. This is the flowchart of the entire project. People wearing ID cards will be detected and recorded when entering or leaving any places. So we only need to install sensor at the entrance of each area. And then the recorder information through the sensor will output to Excel data. And finally collect this data from each plant and arrange it into one table. And what methods should be used to write RFID programs? We use Arduino. There are many advantages to using Arduino to achieve it. First, its hardware is cheap, and the software is free, development environment also friendly, and it can cross-platform. That means it can work with different hardware, and the way of writing software is simply. There are also many resources on the internet that can be found for reference. That's why we choose Arduino. This picture shows RFID after connect to Arduino. You can see the wire is not very complex, right? The next thing I want to introduce is PLX DAQ. It is a software. It can directly convert the data output by Arduino into Excel format and update in real time. It is also very convenient for it to directly draw the output data into charts. It's also a free software. This time we use PLX DAQ to convert the RFID data by Arduino into an Excel file for us to do some subsequent data processing. Okay, let's take a look at the part of the program. The program is based on a simple application of RFID on the internet. And we modified it to meet our requirement. That main project is marked with the red border. First, we use clear data. The command clear data to clear the table ensure that the table is empty at the beginning. Then we use the label command to read the content of the table. It will output the following item, just like date, time, location to the field. The date, time in the following lines here is to read the date and time from timer inside the computer. In this way, the function of scanning and recording the date and time can be easily achieved. As for the location, we can manually modify it to changing it to the current location of the sensor, so as the UID. Okay. Here is the program for the buzzer and LED light to make the RFID sound and light up when it is detected. Okay. This is the result of using PLX DAQ to output the data from Arduino to Excel. The date and time are automatically pulled from computer. Location and UID can be replaced with any items, whatever you want. After we got some data through RFID and sensors, we need to combine this data from different locations into a new table so that we can fully understand where and when people has been. Then we can clearly know and use the data. Finally, use the function pivot table from Excel to sort out the data so that the information is clear to understand. For this picture, you can quickly know how often those people have been. Of course, you can add more information, but this time we only made a simple analysis because of the time limit. By the way, we have another idea, which is to make a real-time data change screen by connecting Excel and PowerPoint and display it on TV screen so that everyone can know about the current infection status of and be alert to themselves. We can also combine RFID tracking with temperature measurement. This will not only save more manpower, but also speed up the time to measure body temperature. It can be clear to see where and when people has been and how much body temperature there is. Okay, next, I want to share the experience of this project. First, we need to decide what the theme we want to do. Everyone puts forward an idea of their own and then discusses with feasibility one by one. When the theme is determined, we will process to assignment of work. Individuals have their own strengths, and it is also very important to assign work appropriate. Just like you ask a fish to climb a tree, the result can be imagined. After assigned work, the next step is to practice. This is the process of our discussion through video conference. Everyone shows their own ideas and discusses. We also explain our ideas through drawing. Although you already know what you are going to do, you will still encounter difficulties in the process. At this time, we have to find a solution. The first and fastest way is going to searching on internet. But not everyone encounters the same problem as you. So it is also very important to filter information quickly and find what you want. The second method is experience. Think about similar problems you have encountered before and try to solve them with similar methods. Or you can just ask someone they have experience of that. The final one is to discuss and exchange opinions with each other. We have 6 people, so if one person cannot figure out the problem, collect everyone's opinion, must find a final solution, right? In this report, I learned more about importance of teamwork. The first is that the time we have is not very long, even shorter than a month. Except this team report, each of us has our own report to prepare, and everyone has their own work and reports. Everyone's work content is so different. It is not so easy to suddenly gather everyone to work together and do something, even though we still have to do it. The second is there are too many resources on the internet. It is not easy to find the resources that meet our requirements. And this project not only uses the knowledge of RFID or Excel, you also need to understand other tools, just like that I mentioned, Arduino and PLX-DAQ. You must perform your own duties, although you are reluctant to do it. You can ask other people to help you. But if you don't do it, other people forced to share your duty. This is also a responsible attitude. In a machine, where every gearwheel are important, it cannot run without any gearwheel, right? Okay, that's all of our presentation. Thank you all.
Thank you, Kevin, and all the team. It's quite impressive for me because this was not originally in the schedule. When they start to prepare the final presentation, I think it's just about 3 weeks ago, I just threw out an idea, say, why don't you guys put a team project together? And I was quite busy these 3 weeks, so I didn't talk to them at all about this project. Quite impressive. Annie, go ahead. The next.
Sean is next. Sean.
Okay. Hello everyone, I'm Sean Zhang. Today, I would like to present to you what I have learned this past year. My job includes daily routine, project, trial, and special testing. In daily routine, my main job, I collect data, show data, and analyze data. For projects, there are correct spin trial, all position test, and Orion stretch test. Also this year, I have QC about trial SOC collect and sound quality test. My main job is daily routine, and the purpose of this job is to check if production line run product with ISO SOC to ensure production consistency. For daily routine, I have 3 job duties. They are collect data, key in data to Excel, and compare with ISO SOC. Every workday, I need to go to each production line for correct setting like vacuum, roll temperature, roll speed, extruder speed, melon temperature, and fin quality. Then I will key in data and show out Excel like below picture. And then I will compare with ISO SOC. Because my supervisor said the quality stability depend on run production with consistent setting. CLB want each line to run product according to ISO SOC. So I need to organize the data daily and comparing to ISO SOC and provide this information to coordinators to help them obtain each line SOC. If there are enough data, I will do some exercises for SOC. Usually I use less tools, Minitab and RStudio. The first one is Minitab. Minitab is popular statistical analysis software. Its advantage is very easy to use and provide many functions. And its disadvantage is paid software. Second one is RStudio. RStudio is an open source and its function is very similar to Minitab, but has one disadvantage. need to learn a language like programming. So basically, I usually use Minitab to analyze. For example, I use Minitab to get this graphic about vacuum. This study included vacuum increase with time and exceed ISO SOC. For this question, I asked a line engineer, and he said he detected vacuum pipe broke by oil and lead to motor power increase. So the study can let us know when it's time to clean oil and maintain vacuum in the SOC range. And this year I have done some project because only 20 minutes, so I just show those I think are major projects. The first one is PBO5 correlate spin trial. Second is all position test. Third is Orion stretch percent test. And the first one is, CLS is correlate spin abbreviation. Is new product. The core inside diameter should allow insert freely put into when computer use the product. CFV have a big complaint related to the coreless spin core inside diameter shrink too much after edge due to much issue. And this trial purpose is to find the best SOC to reduce coreless spin shrink with edge. For this trial, engineers use 6 different settings, like change outside diameter, nip gap, and tension are used in the trial. My job is to test whether coreless spin could be inserted by inserter and test how much percent coreless spin shrink. Basically, trial edge test need test offline 7 days, 1 month, 2 months, and 3 months. But in this trial, major part is test how much percent coreless spin will shrink. So we change to offline 2 hours, 3 days, 1 week to 6 weeks, 2 months, and 3 months. Each edge test, I will test outside diameter, inside diameter, and the footage, and then recording the data. And the result shows inside diameter and the footage will change small in few weeks. And from left side picture, the green one still continue to shrink. And the number 1 tension ID percentage is smallest of all. Second is number 2 nip G. And this trial let me know LLDPE plastic is a elastic polymer and will shrink after stretch in machine duration. Coreless spin is without paper core, so its shrink ratio will be higher and the shrink time is longer than typical pre-stretch rule. And my second project is all position test. Because each location rule at the same web should have a consistent properties during production, but it may not true if line has problem. I do this test for whether it is consistent or have some different. And my purpose is study the consistency of physical properties of the key product at each position. And for this test, I used 2 machines. One is the highlight machine. The other is Orion wrapper machine. I used highlight to test unwind, stretch force, handling, and ultimate stretch. And used Orion wrap to test peel value, the clean. And the result I use like 10 EHB for example, EHB 63 gauge. We can see it pure in the middle position is higher than H position, and the unwind H position is higher than middle position. And for this result, I do another test to prove it. And this time I used EHB7T gauge. And the result shows peer value result is not the same with less test, and the unwind edge position are higher than middle position. And for this project, I learned we cannot assume the machine always work right, and each position product have the same quality. Testing all position rule is important to ensure machine work properly and the fin quality in each position is consistent. And my third project is Orion wrapper stretch calibration test. The Orion stretch wrapper is used for real application testing because current setting already used several years and the formula of fin has changed. So right now, current setting need to be verified. And purpose of this project is verify and adjust ISO setting to correct value. First, I will make database and see which fin stretch lower than 250% or stretch too high, and then try to adjust tension to speed to let stretch get to 50%. When I test, I used meter tester to test the roll and measure the stretch percent for each tension. I used meter test the rolling roll, and you can see right side picture. They have a two black sign, and then I measure this gap and get stretch percent. Testing now, I will key in result to computer to make database. And here is my result. You can see it, EPB 20-inch rolls. They all can get 250 in here. And the EHB thin gauge also, EHB 63 gauge. So, and when tension setting set to 65 gray color area, they almost will up to 300 stretch, will up to 300%. After building the database, I focused on the problem fin and the test by each setting let to make picture. To show relation between stretch percent and the setting, I use EPB as example. I test EPB thin gauge and thick gauge each tension by 15 and 20 speed, and the result shows 20 speed stretch higher than 15 speed, especially tension up than 60. And test several tests, I discovered when I use old EPB standard and let speed up to 20, almost get to 50%. So for EPB, we just increased speed to 20 and use same tension. Yeah. And this project let me learn the setting test needs to be verified and updated when the fin formula change to ensure testing meets the spec and the customer application. And also this year, I have a help QC if they are busy, like trial SOC audit and issue rules quality test. For trial, this year I have attended more than 10 trials. In these trials, my main job is to audit SOC and upload SOC to the server. For quality, if version have a product issue and need more quality test, I will help that. And in communication, my English skill have improved during this year. Also, I happy that I can communicate with foreigners and experience Western culture and lifestyle. In here, I have learned the experience I gained living in the West allowed me to uh, appreciate the difference between the East and the West. The most important thing I learned is interpersonal relationships and the work attitudes. I also hope that the work experience here can be used in my future work. Thank you. Good. Okay. Thank you. Done.
Okay. Ron, you want to comment or Ben? Okay. Let's move to the next one.
Next one is Andy.
Can everybody hear me? Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm glad you could be here today. I was because my experience this year I had with Interplast. My very first experience here was being a little nervous, as I didn't know much about the IT world, but as the months when I learned a lot of things I didn't know before. To troubleshooting, setting up a new PC, backup, cleaning up hard drive, making network cable, and install switch. I'm glad to be able to go through this experience and have more knowledge for IT. Here are the topic I will talking about today. Is Outlook, POP, IMAP, Microsoft Exchange, and eSign, DocuSign, LensSweeper, and the Unify. First one is about Outlook POP. POP works by contact your email servers and download all of your new message for it. Once they are downloaded onto your PC or Mac, they are deleted for the email servers. This means that after the email is downloaded, it can only be accessed using the same computer. If you try to access, your email for different device, the message that have been previously downloaded won't be available to you. Send email is stored local on your PC or Mac, not on your email servers. A lot of internet servers profile give you email access user POP. And the next one is IMAP. What is IMAP? The Internet Message Access Protocol. No more comment by its acronym IMAP. It's an email protocol that is used to access email on a remote mail server. It's one of the most widely used email framework for retrieving message, and is supported by Microsoft to access Outlook.com account. And we are using this one now. And next one is a Microsoft Exchange. Microsoft Exchange is Microsoft email server solution. And layman terms is a piece of software that runs on a server and manages all your emails. Instead of your web hosting, company handling all your email and then storing them on your computer. Exchange manager and back up the email on the server. And this one is very useful in now. The next one is that we are using a DocuSign. It's about like a e-sign now. DocuSign and this one PDF signature is we are trying to using the first time, but it's very inconvenient because you need to make an image first and save a picture in the PC and cannot save in other device, but the DocuSign can. DocuSign is a preferred of code-based electronic signature technology that is effective exchange on control, text documents, and legal material. DocuSign features include features like authentication service, user identity management, and workflow automatically. The signature processed by DocuSign are compared to traditional signature based on e-sign Act, as well as the Europe Union defines on e-signature. We start using the app for social distance purpose as a DocuSign can allow us signature electronic without having to come in contact with another person. It has been very useful. It also provides the world's largest and fastest growing electrical signature. 10.4. Employing and business to complete transaction online quickly, and security will improve complaint and reduce cost. You can, like this picture, you can sign anywhere as long as logging your email. You can sign the computer or your iPhone. And this one is how to use the DocuSign. You can, now you need the user collect the DocuSign the signature creator of DocuSign signature info. And you can send the email to all the person you want to signature. And you can sign it, and if you finish, all the person will get the email. And this one is the other feature. This feature is like setting signature order. For example, you can set whoever is going to sign the document in a different order. Whoever you put the first order, they will sign first. Once the person is on signature, the next person on the list will sign. First one, I want to sign to Yvette, and next one, then Yvette finish, and I will send it to Andy. Andy will, and for example, like that. And it's a feature you can see. First one is a select standard of customer display a flat text, and sign the date will show up in today's date. And the fit plan consisting field you add the document. And the color is for a person we can drag into this one, and it will show up to other person. The one person you're using, you just click that, and you can sign automatically. And the complete, everybody will get this email, and we can collect to put in the server, and you can know all today who are go to work or who is not. And Lens Reaper. Lens gather hardware and software information of computers and other devices on the computer network for management and complaints or adult purpose. The app also encompasses a ticket-based help desk system and capability for software update on target device. Lansweeper, this app can let us know if illegal software is being downloaded as well as computer version, and where it's local. We can also know who has what software, give us a better detailed report. I find Lansweeper really useful. You can export all your data to Excel. Now this one is my computer. This one show up ND is a computer name, and you can see the IP and department, and it's all the software include I'm using. And you can see a computer model in here. And for example, I want to search a easy label. So I don't know how many easy label on the plan. So I just click in the software and search easy label. You can see all the version in the page. And I want to click the first one, easy label draw system INC. I click this one, and it will show up. Oh, I see all the user using this one and all IP. And also you can know where is the PC on. And also you can export to Excel like that. Just click that, and it will pop out the Excel. And this one it's a export to Excel page. You can see, oh, easy label is a user, easy to collect all of them. And Unify is very convenient. We are using now. You can download in the App Store. Unify, the Wi-Fi controller, is a wireless network management software. It allows you to mute wireless network using a web browser. Unify controller software are all the unified device. It can help to reboot a switch or AP when also any install to have to go there. Then is the app menu. You can go there to decide to see what the problem. You can also control Wi-Fi. It show you what just being added. And the next one. Oh, and the next one have the one is you can show this one is the night. At the night, we are only 31 users using the Wi-Fi and 2 guests. And the other one is about, it's like you can see 100 person using in the morning Wi-Fi. The next one is in the picture, it below show BP1 shipping information, speed, and who is using which Wi-Fi. That design is the shipping, and BP1 shipping, I find it in the app. And you can see, oh, we are 3 person using now. And where's the connect to? Like first one is use the office, second one also use the office, and the other one is use the NT staff the Wi-Fi and the speed. Oh, and this one is we are traveling to Las Vegas and go to either stack with a coworker and visit Grand Canyon, and with Dr. Yang to eat a dinner in the Christmas. And thank you. It's my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Andy. Billy, want to say something?
Sure. With all the interns, it's always fun to have them. It's fun to watch them grow and learn, and what they come away with. Hopefully, they benefit from their experience. And Andy was that way. Always towards the end, they know enough that you want them to stay around and keep them for a while, but then they leave. So that's a disadvantage. But hopefully, Andy enjoyed his experience and learned a lot, and he'll be able to know something about IT in the future and perhaps use that as a career. Who knows? But it's always enjoyable to have them with us.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Annie, next.
Next is Edwin.
Everyone can hear my voice? Okay. Okay, I'll start. Okay, hello everyone. I'm honored to have the opportunity to report this final presentation to everyone. Let me introduce myself briefly. My name is Edwin Lee, and my major is electrical engineering. This year, I'm an intern of MCUT BOPP1 Electrical Main Department. I'm a person who is very brave and willing to challenge and study. I love sport and learning new things, and I love also trouble. Let's start and get to the point. This time, my internship is mainly divided to 4 stages. Let me briefly explain. In the first stage, I'm familiar with the Siemens PLC, and I use the AutoCAD drawing software to draw a circuit diagram, and also do SCADA PC repairing. In the second stage, I'm in our annual shutdown. I enter the plant to run the how to maintenance electrical equipment, and James gave me a big challenge. He let me use SolidWorks to draw 3D diagram. And third stage, we start to upgrade the old telemechanic PLC to newer version Allen Bradley version 7666. The fourth stage was doing our QR code project and Office tool training. First of all, I want to introduce what is PLC is. It is a programmable logical control, which is simply the CPU of the factory, which can control motor and pressure and temperature. The PLC I first run at school is Mitsubishi PLC, but in our company, we use a Siemens and Bradley PLC, Bradley PLC. From the beginning, the first step was a big challenge for me because I have never touched it. In order to familiar with this Siemens PLC, my supervisor Jerry asked me to make a design and programming a traffic light system. Although this sounds simple, but it will require a lot of a logical concept and familiarity with the interface of Siemens. And that is a traffic light system function. Thanks to my supervisor Jerry for giving me a whole set of the PLC module and time to study the design and programming, and familiarizing me with the software, interface, and program language of Siemens PLC. At the beginning, you need to configure and write the code, and then you need to make an interface after you write the coding. There is a video here. You can see the vertical direction is green, the car will go, the horizontal traffic light will turn on red, then vertical direction will turn on yellow, and keep doing and turn on green, and after horizontal direction will be turned green and car will go. Okay, now I'm going to second part. That is the AutoCAD drawing. The most common thing I do here is to draw AutoCAD. Our department wants to save all drawing as electronic file and implement ebook. It can be found more quickly when someone needs to find the drawing. It is also helpful to our engineer when upgrading equipment. They need to draw correct diagram according to requirement of the engineer. The engineer will design a new circuit diagram from time to time, and drawing and can be edited right away. When make AutoCAD drawing, it is important to draw accurately and quickly. First, scan the paper circuit diagram, and then use the software to convert PDF from a PDF to a DW file. The DW file is an AutoCAD drawing file. Then because the paper circuit diagram is very fuzzy and a little bit crooked, so and the scan result is not good, so I put the scan circuit diagram to draw to the background, and also use the electric block. You don't need to draw any part or component every time. You want, you just search it and paste it. It saves a lot of time. It take us 3 hours to draw one by one, but now one sheet is within 1 hour. Busy factory shut down once a year. At the Christmas time, the other intern even went a holiday during Christmas, but I need to go to factory and repair equipment. At first, I didn't feel very willing, but during this shutdown period, I saw a lot of electrical equipment that I usually can't see. I'm very happy to be able to work with an electrician. This is a picture of a transformer that originally fed the switchgear and electrical bus bar enclosure. Then we modified it by using cable tray 444 DLO cable. This time, James gave me a bigger challenge. He hoped that upgrade equipment can be drawn through the 3D drawing software, because we'll still have a lot of bus bar need to be upgraded. This is quite someone who has never run to draw a 3D diagram, a big challenge. We need to consider some point when drawing a picture. First, we need to consider the temperature and configuration. Because of the according to the mutual inductance theorem, the current following through each wire and generate a magnetic field, which will cause the wire to heat up and reduce the efficiency. So I referred to some people to find the most suitable configuration. The index value of the created cable configuration pattern are calculated and sort obtained to the top configuration, which have a good current distribution performance. You also need to consider the band radius of each wire when drawing picture. Our bus bar have a 3-pass electricity, so the 3-pass electricity according to the US electrical wire color code must also be considered. This is a 3D drawing of the final result. The wiring part is divided into 3 areas. Draw it to wire on the cable tray and switch gear first, and then draw the curved part. This because the drawing of the curved part is performed on 3D plane, so it is not easy to draw. And that is the final result you can see. And before the shutdown, we need to do a PLC backup. We have quite a lot of different PLC brand in our plant, including Allen Bradley, Siemens, Mitsubishi, and I need to familiar with all the PLC software and learn how to back up the program before shutting down. This is my 3-month job. The project is upgrade the PLC. We have many PLC is quite old and no spare part, so we must replace the new PLC. F12 program control blending, extrusion, and casting of our maintenance extrusion system. From main blending system to the extruder to melt the plastic and then to go to die to mix a 3 layer of plastic. These are adjusted by PLC temperature adjustment and pressure adjustment and motor control. Use a PLC. Upgrade the PLC require a lot of steps. First, you need to install the PLC leg and copy the PC from the production line to change the working environment into more efficient production line. And then you need to be familiar with the software, for example, SCADA or RS Logix or RS Link. Then you need to use Excel to convert all database to a new database. Then you write the code and compare with the old program and write down the new program. Then this step is almost done. Next step is test wire and thermometer, pressure gauge, make sure SCADA piece display the correct value on the screen, then install it when shut down. In the first stage, James hoped that we use a QR code to replace all the paper circuit diagram. What is QR code? It is an image that can be scanned by any modern day smartphone and translate into something more meaningful, such as an electronic file for circuit diagram, spare parts availability. QR code are often used to contain web address information and link. Our electrical maintenance has more than 60 electrical equipment circuit diagram. Every time we encounter troubleshooting, we need to bring heavy book to work around. This is not efficient. Now, just scan QR code that you don't need to bring book every time. Each machine has its own QR code, and you can see the circuit diagram by scanning the QR code. Use any smart device. So, how to generate the QR code? First of all, you need to scan or draw the paper circuit diagram and put it on the web file browser. Because you'll need to set the password in every file, when you log in, and it is also convenient to summarize a file and then generate the QR code through the URL of each circuit diagram. After that, just print it out with the Jabra printer. So how did it work? If you're scanning the QR code, you can see the circuit diagram by scanning the electrical equipment and scanning the motor. You will see the inventory of information of the motor. After scanning, you'll need to sign in. And then your device will display the circuit diagram or motor inventory through the URL links. The biggest challenge for me this time to teach my colleague how to use the Office tool like a PDF or Zoom. Although everyone can use this program, but they don't know more useful function, which can save more work time to accomplish something more efficiently. It is the first time to use English to teach. This is really a worthwhile experience. And this time I also follow the electrician to learn how to do PLC wiring and assist him by the side. PLC wiring was run in high school, but wiring in the workplace is quite difficult and different. The amount of wiring is quite large and needs to be checked and checked again. Yes, running this quite fun, and you can see run better by studying with your own hand. I was very attentive and learned this spirit of being an electrician. There are quite a few computers on the production line. But these computers are very old, so they often break easily. The screen has nothing, the computer will suddenly shut down, blue screen, etc. But these are because of the CPU overheating, or the motherboard is broken, or hard drive have problem. This can be repaired, so I test 50 computers one by one and repair them. These tests require a patience and physical strength. And this time I visited a Northside motor company. You can see that picture. Because our plant has a motor that is broken and sent back to this company for repair. We went there to understand what the problem is with the motor. And by the way, look at the status of the repair. I went there to see a lot of motor they use by own hand, and also see they testing the motor. It's very interesting time. What have I run in this year? I really learned a lot when I came here, not only in professional skill, learning how to communication with colleagues and work attitudes and so on. You can see what I have run this year. But also I learned how to arrange to deal with some supervisor explanation. You must first understand what he want me to do. And next you have to arrange your time and organize what you do first. Then study and research and then do it. And also learn how to solve the problem when you encounter problem. Time really fly quickly, and I'm reluctant to go back soon. There are tiring things and happy things during this year. There are all very precious memories for me. I'm very grateful to all the colleagues in the company who usually take care of me, especially James and Jerry, my supervisor. They very taking care of me and give me a lot of challenging work. I'm very precious this time, and I'm really happy to intern at maintenance department. Thank you, everybody. My presentation is to here. Thank you.
Very good job. Good job. Jerry and Jim, you want to say something?
Yes. Edwin is a very specific and friendly worker during his internship. He not only implemented the major project I prepared for him, that is the F12 PLC upgrade. But unfortunately, it will be installed next year. So, but before this, installation, he already worked on it and get it ready to do. He focused on the works, even I need to remind him to stop for lunch or going home. That is very impressive for me because he is sharp in the work. So other than this, he also finished the James assignment that he already presented earlier. So we are happy to have the intern like Edwin to work with us the whole internship period. Thank you.
Jim, you like to say something?
Yeah, it was a pleasure to work with you, Edwin, and I think you'll go far on what you're doing. Everything that he has done has been with precision, and it was great to work with him. He's gonna go far. Thank you.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, next is Kevin.
Okay, just wait a moment. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Kevin. I work from CFP maintenance. Today, I'm going to introduce about my job and what I learned during this year internship. My main job is to deal with all the computer and internet and the problem of the printer in CFP. The second is to repair the machines on the production lines or some other machine, such as the QC test machine and production machine with the engineer. The third is to do some upgrade project with the engineer. Now, I want to introduce some example that I have done and impressive. The first is Zebra Zable printer, which is different from ordinary laser printer. It is a printer that only printing labels and stickers. Because the printer in our plant are very old, there are often some problems happen, such as not be able to print or printing is not clear, like this picture. There are many possibilities in this situation. The first type may be the pressure of tension has not been adjusted properly, so the printing is not clear. The second possibility is the sensor is abnormal. Here is the paper sensor, right on here. And here is the tension. If the problem still not solved after adjusting both of sensor and tension, it is high possibility that the printer head is damaged. Print head is very delicate things. A little scratch on print head may cause the label get ugly or something wrong. Because I have repaired the Zebra printer many times, I totally know how it works. But once I was asked to install a recycling roller on the Zebra, because they often have to print many labels at once, but they don't want the labels to fall on the ground because it is so messy and difficult to organize. So they asked me if I can install a recycling roller to automatically rewind the print labels. We generally use the Zebra 105 SL Plus model, but this model does not have a recycling roller. You must install it yourself. So I tried to remove the recycling roller from the 105 SL. That one is old model and unusable. Then install it on the new model. Although the two models are very similar, there are still some difference in structure. So I checked the manual on the internet and dismantled both of them to understand and observe its structure and make sure that I can remove the roller from the old one to the new one. I spent a few time to understand their structure because know how it works is not enough. You must understand it complete, that you can tear down all the parts, right? Okay, let's see. This is where the gear and belts on the back of printer. During the assembly process, I realized even I just want to put a roller on it, I still need to tear down all of the gear and belt because only one roller has motor. All the rollers are linked. The recycling roller also be driven by the main roller. The adjustment of the belt is also very important. Too loose will cause the roller unable to drive. Too tight, the belt will fall off after a period of operation. It seems that it's very simple to install a recycling roller, but in fact, it is very complicated and needs more patience. The next thing I want to introduce is about improvement of SOC recorder. SOC recorder is an app used to record various information of production machines. In order to monitor the status of production at any time, we have some tablet to record data from machine. This software can let users type the value into the table, then save it and upload to database. If someday product has something wrong, we can track the data from database and easily to know or figure out what happened at the time. This function also can offer a method to improve product quality. Because the condition of machine and environment affect product directly, we use Android Studio to build up the apps. The app is almost done, but has some defect. When the user saves the data, upload to database, and close the app, that data will be canceled. The data is still recorded on the database, but you have to retype it next time. You need to enter it again, but many items of data are the same value every day. It means it will seldom change. Type the same thing are very annoying because many times you type it every day. The value will not change, so it's very annoying. That's why engineers want to improve the software. Sorry. The first step, I'll create a checkbox. You can see here. Remember data when app is closed. This checkbox to let user can decide save data or not. If user check this checkbox, all the value will save until user uncheck the box or change the value. And we use the function share preference to save the data. This share preference is a command. Through that way, we can easily to remember the value. After that, I have to modify each of item, the record information, one by one. Fortunately, there's another big problem, just need some time and patience. This is the result after modification. The picture below is screen displayed on the tablet. Select the checkbox to remember the value until next time. Next, I want to talk about the project I participate in. In the last few months, we upgraded the BEO4 production line. All of small production machines are over 25 years old and the same as the control system. So we gradually replace part and update control for all of our old line. This time, we'll do the line 4. Because the wiring in the control panel is very old and the old method is used, it will be more difficult to repair and troubleshoot. In order to reduce the risk and make repair easier, we must replace the components of the entire panel. These are the cabinets in the control room. The picture on the right is the inside of cabinet. You can see the wiring is pretty messy, and the parts are also old. This is why we need to replace. The first step is to remove everything on the control panel except some drivers and transformers. This picture is only a small part. Since many no longer use old parts, there are many different types of things. Everything is not easily to be removed. The hand tools has been constantly switched. It is a very time-consuming job. We need to have right tools to make the job easily done and more efficient. After dismantling all trash, we need to install new cable tray, DIN rail, and new components inside cabinet. The distance and level must be carefully measured. After cutting the new cable tray and DIN rail, use self-tape screws to fix them on the panel. If you don't measure it first, it may get stuck during installation, and it doesn't look neat and beautiful. After installing the cable tray and DIN rail, we start pulling the cable. First of all, you must understand the drawing. At the beginning, I cannot understand the whole drawing. After I asked the engineer, I found that it is not very difficult. The drawing can help us quickly understand and configuration, a number of components to prevent the miswiring. We organize control wires and signal wires through PLC, and then go to different control panels through terminal blocks. In this way, the wiring is easy and makes the panel inside look neat. Even though some wires may be waste, we also gather all power supply wires together. Basically, all the direct current in the room comes from here. What our plant does is plastic processing. Some melting the raw material is necessary. To melt resin, it must have a lot of heaters to create heat. To control the heater temperature, thermocouple must be installed in the barrel to measure the actual reading and compare to setting for heating control. Thermocouple wires sense temperature change through the different materials of metal with different impedance and characteristics. Through the thermocouple wire, we read the temperature value from the machine and send it back to the PLC and HMI interface for control process. Using HMI, we can quickly and clearly understand the temperature of all areas. The temperature can also be adjusted directly through the HMI. Compared with the traditional bottom control, it saves a lot of space and makes operation and monitoring more convenient. The whole machine has too many things to explain. I only talk about the parts I actually participate in and what I understand. Okay, finally, I'll talk about for my experience in this year. When the first time I came in, I didn't know what to do. After a few weeks, I gradually got a better understanding of all the things in this plan. And some people also start looking for my help to solve some problem, most regarding computer and internet, so I can find the problem faster and faster. I think this is what Elder always told us. Experience are more important, and process need a period of time. I remember the first time they asked me check the printer and fix it. I'm pretty nervous because I have no experience about fixing such as this kind of printer. But I still try to find out what happened and why it cannot work. After a few times, I become more skillful to solve such as this problem. Until once, I need to dismantle the whole of the printer, just like before I mentioned it, the Zebra printer. Since that time, I almost can solve all of problem of printer. They even joke me as a master of printer. I often deal with network issue, and I learned about this a little bit at school before. But the first time I learned, I cannot totally know what does the book telling me. The more problem I met, and the solves more depth understand why school teach us these things. Work it directly is more useful than learn on book. But sometimes still has some problem that I don't know how to fix. If I can handle with it, I will try to discuss with my friend or looking for my colleague and supervisor's help. We share the experience to each other. That is the most important thing I learned here, teamwork. This is one step for me to enter in workplace. I gradually know not only special things I need to learn, getting along with colleagues, friends, other people also important. I know still have a lot of things I need to learn, but something if you don't try, you never know. I wish I can keep a good attitude and keep going. Thanks for your listening.
Thank you, Kevin. Nice job. Jim Young and Wes, you want to say something?
Yes, this is Wes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, there's always, I always appreciate to see the progress and development of throughout the year, especially during this difficult year of the pandemic going on. Both Kevin and Sean, they are very dedicated and hard workers, and they've shown great improvement. They are very talented and dedicated. I wish Kevin and Sean all the best in their future endeavors, and thank you for all your support at the plant. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Annie.
Next is me.
Sorry.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Annie Chen. My plant manager is Jamie Wong, and my supervisor is Austin Xiong. I have divided my presentation into 3 parts that I learned in Bill PP Plant Office. I am going to start with routine report. Then I will talk about data analyzed for operation request. And finally, talk about improved reporting procedure. This is, can you hear? No?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Annie Chen. My plant manager is Jamie Wong, and my supervisor is Austin Xiong. I have divided my presentation into 3 parts that I learned in BLPP Plant Office. I am going to start with routine report. Then I will talk about data analyzed for operation requests. And finally talk about improved reporting procedure. This is recurrent production data entry for every morning, and also my first thing I learned when I start working here. Daily production summary report that helped me become familiar with the AS400. After that, I learned to do more reports, which are AMJK workload schedule and yield performance for weekly. Monthly production performance report for every month. After I become familiar with all the reports, I start learning how to use Excel to download and analyze data. First, I need to run query in S400 to acquire data. Then download data into Excel. The download steps as following picture. And use PV table to analyze the information we need. This flow chart is for material status that I use the red line separate 2 parts. First, I will report the right part about raw material. Then, the last part is for packaged material. For the raw material required report, there have 2 reasons we want to improve report timing and easier to read. First, each product has different formula code, but some raw material we no longer use and still in S400. After calculate, the quantity will not match actual quantity. Therefore, we make a convert table, have each film type and need raw material and ratio. Calculate we need raw material quantity. Second, the original report that have information we can use. So I add forecast quantity, required data, and purchase requisition information to new report. Now, planner can review raw material quantity to determine order priority and ensure raw material supply, reduce customers' order delay. Production can verify raw material quantity and remind the material coordinator to keep raw material supply. Material coordinator need to make sure enough inventory can supply manufactured product. Managers will know entire raw material status. This is flowchart for report. I need to run 6 queries. After calculation, we will get the report. This is report example. I use conditional formatting. If backlog require quantity more than on-hand quantity plus central inventory quantity, highlight yellow in backlog require quantity and require date. If EWO require quantity more than on-hand quantity, highlight orange in EWO require quantity. Also, I need to run 6 queries. After calculation, we will get the MB report. This is MB report example. I also use conditional formatting. I highlight yellow for backlog required quantity in required date. If backlog required quantity more than on-hand quantity plus MB inventory quantity. And highlight orange for EWO assigned quantity. If EWO assigned quantity more than on-hand quantity. Total, I spent about 4 minutes run these 2 reports. Next, I talk about last part, about package material. Proposed is weight as 400 packing inventory update and calculate quantity. After improvement, earlier know the actual package material quantity and reduce mistake. Material coordinator need to make sure enough inventory can supply manufactured product. Production also can verify package material quantity and reminder material coordinator to keep package material supply. Material control coordinator and planner can review package material quantity to determine order priority and ensure package material supply. Reduce customers' order delay. Avoid finished good not enough package material can use. Managers also need to know entire package material status to have better management. For the package material usage, we had 4 time points for this line. First time point is 7:30 a.m. for shift end. Second time point is 9 o'clock a.m. for physical inventory done. Third and fourth time points are 9:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. Before improvement, production ticket post finish before 9:30 a.m. The S400 package inventory will update after 2:30 p.m. and I can get S400 inventory report. After improvement, I use the day before S400 inventory report plus finished good transfer and production tickets. Calculate to make package usage report at 9:30 a.m. Then we can compare with physical inventory and make appropriate adjustment. After 2:30 p.m., S400 package inventory update. Then we can compare with package usage report and verify the quantity. Before, we need to wait till 2:30 p.m. has inventory information. But now, after 9:30 a.m., we can get the information. Early 5 hours gets the report. This is package material usage flowchart. Need to run 5 queries. Based on different color, we have blue is for package inventory quantity. Green is put in the warehouse finished good to calculate package usage. Red is for last 24 hours pallet information. And gray is for backlog order quantity in S400. After calculation, I will get a report. This is package material usage report example. This part is talking about real data for production ticket entry. This report can save data entry process time 1 hour a day for each section to save their tracing time. The formula is $15 per hour, multiply 15 hours a week, multiply 52 weeks for a year. After calculation, saving $11,700 for annual labor expense. This is real data for production ticket entry example. In the morning, I will send this report for data entry assistant. This is the end of my presentation, and thank you for your attention.
Very good. Looks like you are the S400 guru now. Austin, you want to say something?
Yes, thank you, James. This is Austin. Annie is our third intern and for plant office. And she's running our routine report after she learned that it's really helped us to improve this process once you understand the report process. So it's great help to generate our routine report, like shorten the process. Thank you, Annie. I hope you Annie enjoy and learn from this internship. Thank you.
Okay, next, the last one.
Next is Dino.
Hello? Okay. Hello? Hello?
You're on. You're on. Go ahead,
Yeah,
please.
we can hear you. You need to put the slideshow.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dino, and I'm delighted to be here today to talk to you about my one-year internship experience. And internship is learning through work, and in this internship, how to we use the right way and use the resource around us to complete the task. Supervisor and colleagues have their own jobs, so try to solve the problems first by myself. Use the current keywords to search online. And I will roughly divide this report into 3 points. First of all is self-learning. And how to find a solution by yourself. I use Google to search for error codes or installation procedures, and I usually find 3 or more ways. And use YouTube. Some people will put the steps on YouTube. Those are the plans most of them will use. And when I still can't load it, I will ask Eric and other colleagues and them from helping. Secondly, Office tools. I will use this to complete my work. My SQL, Office, Excel, Word, PowerPoint. I will use this to complete my work. Making reports and Outlook. Someone sends emails from Chris. Sometimes it's an Outlook problem. Is this to the email may not open, or sometimes the important emails are missing when we switch the device. And when there are problems with the license, you need to ask the company's customer advice. And file servers. Some installation files or data will be placed on the computer under protection, like can use file service to install TeamViewer or programs written by engineers. There are also several times to help account to re-establish a shortcut. It may be that the connection is broke after reboot. And TeamViewer used to remotely back up, and the remote BOPP other departments who need help to solve computer problems. Sometimes the phone calls and there are problems on the computer. I will use TeamViewer to deal with it. And the production line will also use it to facilitate Eric and Sam to deal with program problems. And MySQL Visual Studio. Modify the program will be introduced in the details later. S400, because you need to get the data on S400, sometimes the data is incomplete or you can't download it. You need to log on to see the status. Or the program has the result or upload data, I need to see the result. The last point is the job description. And installation environment. Many programs need to set up some setting at the beginning before that can be used normally. I only test the SQL Server as an example. When installing Windows Server, when many programs, when installing Windows servers, because the server was installed from the first time, when looking for the installation process, because it failed, different keywords when used to the internet, finally it was found that a file needs to be installed in advance to successfully install SQL Server. And backup data. This is very important because if the data is accidental, such as accidentally exporting or data when writing a program, or missing data due to on-site operation. At this time, you will need to back up the data that needs to be backed up once. Seeing that the steps are very complex, I hope I won't use them in the future, but I still have to do it to be safe. Pinnacle display project. Requirement data is the clip obtaining the machine speed through PLC, and data entry create a program from user to enter target values. And as from your queries, this is part in the leading obtained data through queries running in the user. Download data to Excel via ODBC. Local system. This is the part of MySQL data, and also use ODBC to transfer data to Excel. And finally, displayed in PowerPoint. And this is NetCam can see the live TV screen display. To activate the license at the beginning, go to PowerPoint to view the computer kit and pay attention to the purchase version. The current PowerPoint version is required to use the data point license. Then connect to the corresponding Excel and add each sheet to connection. And add connection and then add query. And we can select the worksheet. And we can see three data here. ODBC Connect. After installing ODBC and the MySQL ODBC driver on the computer starts to set the source. Because of the version problem, the fifth version of the driver is need to be chosen. After presenting as select the newly installed driver, enter the IP of the MySQL database and let data, press test if it's a test. Data connection. After installing ODBC on the computer and setting the IP, go to cell, select connection wizard, choose ODBC. After logging in S400, if the query is executed correctly, this will be the table we need and finally complete. And choose here to be in the new sheet or current location. And get machine speed. This is the program that Clip helped to make. The message box is the part of the new ticket. The number below is how many days the new ticker test has exceeded. The speed and output here need to be filled in manually by the manager here. The number is this row in the speed active by the PLC machine. The green one here is connected to the machine. If it is disconnected, it sends a mail to Clip to report this situation. Mac network drive. This is a share for connect to another computer. Right click and select the Mac network drive and enter the IP of the target computer. Enter the username and the password to play the computer and it will succeed. The test will become this after completion. Percentage of machine speed. There is a machine speed and output and test standard. This number is test standard, and this yellow number is current standard. And this month MTD is month to date, this month current production, and LOM is last month production. And last number is last month production and the reverse comparison achievement. Project month total. Forecast the current production this month. Month average. The average of each month last year. And here is the date. Current. This is the current product ID and current product size, white number of layers. And that is new sticker. And change data from MySQL to S400. Personnel need to print out the paper and compare the information on the S400 with the account because it is very time consuming and waste paper. This program can grab data from MySQL and convert the format to S400, help line supervisor to better compare the difference between the two materials in a S400. And this is connect to S400 and MySQL connect setting data, enter use ID, password, and database, and confirm whether the connection is established. The connect command to open the channel before connecting to MySQL, because there is connect string but no command. So I found this option to use. The command to open the channel before connecting to S400. Select the MySQL field and display it in data preview. Then create table and the field used in S400. Determine if it is data DB null and pass the obtained data to the field of S400. The original situation was to format the variables, then fill in the data column by column and upload it. When creating a table, pay attention to the field attributes and the conditions of MySQL and S400 to be consistent. This time, when insert data, when the data is in creating line, it will not be executed. Use the interpret point of find the error. At first, I saw the data upload by S400 at the limit, so it could not be uploaded. The data was divided into several uploads or failed, and the latter found that the format of some data in MySQL and DB. So I changed my approach. Before filling, we first judge whether it is DB node. Get the data from the above actions and place the data in the table, insert it into S400 to complete the upload action. But you can see the same number of data from here. Thanks. That's all. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you, Dino. Eric, you want to say something?
Yes, thank you, Dino. I see you give us a lot of help. Like see you set up the server for me and doing the database backup, and also you devoted in some coding, and the module we developed can be used. Though we are now under the pandemic situation, like the transfer S100 part, I'm not implementing right now, but they will let us in the future. But just some suggestion personally, maybe as a programmer, we are intending to learn by ourselves a lot, but as a team, you can come to experience people more. So that's I was expecting, but I think generally you did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have Professor Zhang from MCUT. Professor Zhang, you want to say something?
Oh yeah, I'm so impressed by our intern's presentation, and I also want to thank all of the supervisors and managers to help our interns, and they did a lot. And also quite happy that they can make contribution to their department, especially on, we know right now on COVID-19 difficult time, and all of our managers and supervisors taking good care of our interns. So I want to express my appreciation to all of our managers, and I think they did a lot, and we want to have a good intern system. They also need to make contribution to their department, and I'm happy to know they did that. Okay, and thank you all of the supervisors, and thanks James. Okay.
Thank you, Professor Zhang. Ben, you'd like to say something?
I think it's a great presentation for everyone. And first of all, I feel bad for this year's intern because of the COVID situation. But I'm so glad after I heard your presentation, I'm so glad not only you embrace it, but also when life give you the lemon, you made lemonades in it. So really appreciate. And at least several areas, I think what you have presented, I think can help you go a long way. One is to communicate and to build up teamwork. And the team project, and also from your presentation, I think the communication and build up teamwork really can help you and help us a lot. The second is I saw you not only talk about the problem, but solve the problem. That's what in life, we not only we complain the problem, but to solve the problem is very crucial. And the third one is most of your project, I think, related to the real life, not in the lab, not on the computer. And those shows the maturity of your project. And lastly, but not leastly, I'd like to say a couple words for our CFP interns. First of all, Sean, I think you are very solid. Every day I saw you busy helping people, and Ron have very high remarks on you, and you will be missed. And Kevin, like you said, the first couple of weeks you might got lost, but I saw you getting deeper and deeper, and then really not learning, but helping people. Jim, also appreciate Jim give you the opportunity and guidance to involve on several projects. I know it's not easy, but you have done very well and be a good team member. So not only you guys says, hey, learn from Interpods, but really through this presentation, I think I learned a lot from each one of you, and really appreciate your help and wish you the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben. MG, you want to say something?
No, I don't have anything to thank all manager and your support for the MCUT, the internship program. We have 9 years. That's the thing. I just take this opportunity to remind our manager. We have the member from and data from MCUT. If we have any recommendation for the excellent intern work for your department, you can submit the recommendation to HR Alicia. She will correct all original document and express mail to MCUT. That's the one thing to remind everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. From their presentation, we can see that they learn a lot, and also not only the work, also have a teamwork, and for sure they contribute their department a lot as well. Thank you, everyone. Joseph?
I want to thank James and MC to coordinate this presentation. I know that we have 12 interns here, so we divided it into 2 days, and this is a good way of making everybody together. I know that the difficult time that like Benjamin said, but all the interns did contribute and learn a lot. And I'm so happy for them. And I'm glad that I wish them all the best in their futures. And thank you everybody. Thank you for the school to send all these good kids to here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph. Homer, before we finish, you want to say something?
Yes. Thank you very much. It's the first time I attend this meetings. This normally it is held in Texas, and at the time of this, I won't be able to make it. So James, thank you for giving me the chance to participate in this. And I had to go for another meeting during the middle of it, so I missed a little bit of presentation. But my impression of this meeting is that our kids are very smart, okay, and they handle the language well, which I'm happy to see that. When I was your age, I couldn't do that. And all has put it into some work. I can tell that very technically they participate in good detail of work. We have Annie, I think, is in the management side. I see that she was able to go through the AS400 and understand the process and everything. Okay, and you're going to be benefit from learning of this. Everybody will be benefit from this the solid experience and the working on the real industry. And I think this is a very valued experience to you all. And I've been talking to James as well that if any one of you would like to eventually come to US, come to Texas, we have a way to do that. You have to stay. We have a company. I think it's IBS company, right? And I talked to them, then they will accommodate. You got to work in our company for maybe some years and go through a process. We can bring you over here if you want to. Okay, so and you are all very welcome to join us in the future. Okay, and it's very delightful, very glad that I'm able to participate in this meeting, and thank you all, and wish you guys go back, finish your school, have a good career, and this is all the future to the society. Thank you very much, and thank you, James, for learning all these kids. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Homer. Just like Homer said, all you are welcome to come back. Actually, we have 4 already. Grace is one of them. Grace. Yeah. So welcome. If you after you graduate, you have a several way to come back. Like Grace, she went to the graduate school with Cincinnati, and then now she come back here. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Wish you well.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.